This should be played at high volume.
This is the podcast of beats, and their whole team is complete. They feeding the streets, other people can't compete. Shit, you got Carlo, got Kenny, got Baba, got Uncle. You cannot forget Malik, and you got Ski. Yeah, the whole roster elite. They bringing the heat every week.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Wait, I didn't even start the intro yet.
You didn't finish counting before you started recording.
I said 3, 2.
It started at 3. It started recording.
Say 3.
This nigga said 3 and said started recording.
Welcome back. It's the same convo with the same hosts, Khalil, Malik, and Bomba. Today is just us 3. We don't have Kenny with us, but it's okay. You know, if you miss Kenny, just think about Kenny if he was taller, more handsome, and dark skinned. That's
me?
Over here. Nah, you too tall. You too tall.
Well, you said tall, dark skinned, and handsome.
Yeah, nah, but like there's a limit. You feel me? Like you are giant.
Yeah. So to tall people, you're petite. So you gotta be different and taller.
No, look. Me and Malik's height, you feel me, is good for like regular people. Like your future is WNBA players, and that's not our audience right now.
Hell nah. Absolutely the fuck not. Hell nah.
You will be dating a whole bunch of...
No. 5'10" and below. 5'10" even too tall. 5'10" too tall. Let's say that.
It's too tall for you?
Hell yeah, nigga. I'm too long. That's too many. That's too much legs in the bed. Malik, come on, man. I don't need that.
I don't.
Sports segment.
I was about to say, I don't even know how to transition, but all right. Today we are going to be talking. We're going to start off talking about the MVP race and giving our MVP predictions based on how the league is going right now. The most recent MVP ladders, you got the top 5 per NBA.com. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 1. Season stats: 31.8 points, 4.4 rebounds, 6.4 assists. Nikola Jokic, Denver Nuggets, 28.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, 10.4 assists. And number 3, you got that boy Cade Cunningham that actually, from the last ranking, he's a step up. He was number 4, now he's number 3. You got him at 25.4 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 9.8 assists. I didn't even know he was almost averaging a double-double. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You got Wemby, who was number 5 last week, but now he is number 4. His season stats at 23.7 points per game, 11.2 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks. Basically what we thought he was going to be looking like. Thought he was going to have a higher point output, but with the Spurs got a lot of talent on their team. So
and he also started off with minutes restriction beforehand too.
That's also true. So I don't know, man. And then at number 5, you got Luka Dončić. He was number 4 last week. He went down a ranking, but he is number 5 at 32.7 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.6 assists. And then the next 5, you got Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and Kawhi Leonard. So I would say, and if you need me to bring up what their team, everybody, the top 5 teams' records is right now, I can do that as you give your answer. But as of right now, based on this list and what you watched this season, who would be your MVP?
Hey, before we get into that though, that boy Malik looking swole, ain't he? that boy getting big on us. What happened? But my personal pick, man, Cade Cunningham.
Okay.
I want Cade to win, and this is mainly due to the new rule. I feel like he's the only one that's really guaranteed because of the rule. which is kind of stupid. But I feel like if you want to honor the value of the MVP with how it's going currently, I'm fully rooting for Kate Cunningham. If not him, then it should go just Alexander, man.
All right. A big P.
As of right now, where it is going to be SGA. But to argue towards Bamba's point, the game restriction. I think Shea has 5 more games before before he's out of contention. Same for I think Jokic has 1 more game before he's out of contention.
Mm-hmm.
And Wemby, I believe, is also within the same single digits as well. So it's pretty much will be between Cade and Jaylen Brown. But for me personally, I don't
Right.
believe it will be Luka. I think Jaylen Brown's doing better than Luka. Cade is just having a phenomenal season, just continuation from last year. But if it wasn't for the whole 65 game minimum, I definitely have it towards Shea. But if not, Cade.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree with everybody that you just said. What's the name? Malik made a good point as far as Shea and Nikola Jokic. Like they would just have to continue to play out the rest of the season if they wanted to even be considered. You know, you've had injuries, you have minute restrictions. Um, I wouldn't be mad at Cade Cunningham winning because when you look at the Eastern Conference, they're number one by 6 games. You know, their current record is 45-14. Like we just referenced when I was going over the stats, he is damn near averaging a double double at 25.4 points and 9.8 assists. And it's one of those teams like right now I think we've been out of that era, but to me right now it is more clear than ever that we're out of that super team era and we're in that era where the teams that have spent years and years building around the players that they've either got in the draft or early trades and things of that nature, we're really seeing them start to reap the benefits. Last year with the last few years with the OKC Thunder, they were just able to finally get this over that championship hump
Right.
last year, and then now similar with the Detroit Pistons, which I would say probably previous to the last 2 years, nobody was really considering to be, even a threat, even with Cade Cunningham. But again, last year they did decent, and no, this year again, sitting number one atop the conference. And then if we're looking at overall team success, they're right behind the OKC Thunder, and as far as win loss record. So I wouldn't be mad as far as Cade, but my pick is actually who was number 6 currently on the list, and that is Jaylen Brown. Now, if anybody
Mhm.
knows me, everybody knows I hate the Celtics with a passion, and I hate Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, but I have to give Jaylen Brown his flowers. Even and specifically to spite Jayson Tatum, because it's like even after the finals, people still believe that Jayson Tatum was the best player on his team. And again, I can't be mad if you say that, but again, Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP. When Jayson Tatum was being very inconsistent that playoff series, it was Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis that was able to actually push them and wield them to a championship. And
You
the
hear that,
fact
Kenny?
that and the fact that you got the Boston Celtics at number 2 right now without Jayson Tatum. Like that speaks volumes. And again, Jaylen Brown's stats right now, 29 points per game, 7.1 rebounds per game, and 5 assists on 48.2% shooting. So he's
Might I add,
you said
might
what?
I add, when they were losing, when Jason Tatum got hurt, and people were thinking about the loss of Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, we thought the Boston Celtics was done.
Right.
So it's not just
Yep.
Jason Tatum that's gone. They don't have the extra help anymore either. That
Facts.
team is completely gone.
They don't have some of those key pieces from when they won the championship.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, the really only key piece from that championship is Derek White, Peyton Pritchard off the bench, and then they were able to get Vucevic. I think was that before trade, right before trade deadline,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Vucevic, 35. Me personally, I don't think he's moving like he used to be. But again, it's still a great pick, but he's no Kristaps Porzingis when healthy.
For sure.
But that actually transitions into my next question, since we're speaking on Jayson Tatum. So Jayson Tatum was actually reported today to be returning in mid-March. Now, mind you, Jayson Tatum tore his Achilles, um, and came back in is set to come back in less than a year. Now, the two previous Achilles tears that we saw, or three, I'll name all three. You had Damian Lillard, you had Kevin Durant, and you had Klay Thompson, who all spent at least a season and a half out. You feel me? Um, it was named Damian Lillard is still currently out. So I just, I guess my question is, do y'all believe he's returning at a super fast rate? And do y'all believe that he should be trying to return so soon, even though doctors have said that he's all good? You know, everything looks good with his Achilles. Is this like a? I guess is this abnormal to y'all?
Yes, I'm gonna just say it. Yes, 100% abnormal because he wasn't the only one that tore his Achilles last season. Because Kyrie also tore his Achilles, if I'm not mistaken. It was Kyrie and Halliburton, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Hallie,
So
Halliburton too.
and they
Hallie tore his Achilles. Kyrie tore his ACL.
okay.
Yeah.
So you have Hallie, and you also have Jason Tatum. Now Hallie, I don't see him returning even during the playoffs. But you have Jason Tatum returning right now in the
Yeah.
middle of March. I feel like it's rushing it. I feel like you should take your time and get more comfortable. If he's feeling confident to come back, sure. But if he comes back and something else happens, I'm terrified.
Facts.
I mean, it's not normal, like Malik said, but I think ultimately he's just taking a bet on a doctor, like just the same way we taking a bet on an athlete. Because LeBron did the same thing when he got an opinion that he should be sitting out and actually get the surgery, but then somebody else told him that he could shorten the length that he was supposed to sit out. I can't remember the exact injury, but this is like it happened 2 years ago, and then he shortened and came right back, and he's been healthy for what was needed of the season, and that specific injury did not resurface. So I just feel like it depends on whatever doctor they're going to, and however much money they're putting into um, that specific injury or treatment or whatnot. Because Jayson Tatum, it's not just that he's coming back now; it's the fact that he was dunking like maybe 3 months back, like after tearing his Achilles. So maybe we're just looking at a new phase of treatment that the NBA is having available to players now.
Yeah.
It is definitely fast, but I just don't think that a player of his caliber would take that risk unless there is actual payoff.
Very. I mean, I do agree with you, and I think the payoff that they're actually looking at is just seeing the position that they're in right now, and because right now, really, you got contenders, the contenders that everybody's talking about on the Eastern Conference with the potential to reach the finals outside of the Celtics are the Pistons, the Knicks, and the Cavaliers. And if I'm the
Yeah.
Celtics, I've had great postseason success against some of these teams in the past few years with both my stars. And so
Mhm.
I'm thinking the mindset, even for Jayson Tatum, if I'm able to come back and be all in almost what I was before the injury, then that's a guaranteed championship with the outlook of what the East looks like. Even though I don't think these are the same Knicks, these are definitely not the same Pistons, and there's definitely not the same Cavs. I believe
For
anything
sure.
can happen. So I see Bamba's point. I also see Malik's point. Like it's just it to us, just how we know of past injuries that we've personally had, but also I mean, we've been watching basketball forever. Like people don't come back this fast at all. So but
Hmm.
now you're honestly with Bamba with the LeBron reference, you're kind of seeing that in sports in general. As time goes on, medicine gets better, technology gets better. They got more ways for athletes to sustain longer careers and things of that nature. But if you look at some of the major sports, injuries have been more prominent than they've ever have before. So
100%.
I don't know. At this point, it's really a toss up. It's like outside of my hate, because I do hate him, even though even though my hooping shoes are Jayson Tatum's, they're comfortable. But
Weak.
outside my hate, it's just like I do want to see him come back because it's going to be good for the league. But at the same time, it's just like I hope that the doctors are correct. I hope this is not rushed because it would just be devastating if he comes back few games in and then, gets re-injured like that quickly.
Before you move on, I'll also just like to add, I believe it's also about the maintaining of your body. LeBron James has definitely showcased to all of us that if one was to maintain their body, they could be able to dodge a lot of injuries.
Right.
That is also another thing I'll be very concerned about for this new gen of athletes. I don't know if they're all as a cohesion is actually taking care of their bodies even without being injured. I just believe they always find themselves finding some small injuries here and there all the time, and those things start to stack up, especially when it comes down to the ankle injuries,
Facts.
knee sleeps, and things like that.
Facts. And
Malik Rose. No, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I was gonna say Malik rose up like you brought up a great point because I was paying attention to somebody like LaMelo the other day. That nigga does not do treatment before game or shit like that. Straight off the hoodie, right in the game. Guaranteed injuries, bro. What are we doing?
Facts. And it's crazy just because you brought that up. It's crazy to think about just think about us now and us going to hoop. I promise you, I'm stretching for at least 30 minutes before I do anything active. Even at the gym, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I can't. I've done when was the last time I've done that? I think like I was 27 and I went somewhere to get active. I just immediately got into it and I was sore for like 3 days straight. So
You're not gonna do it no more.
but also thinking about it like this too, like just us watching and us hearing the reports and being active in the reports, we only know about the injuries they tell us about. Like as an athlete or as former athletes, y'all know that there's a lot of things that we would just play
You
through.
gotta tough it out.
Just tough it out. But the thing is, it's like and most of the time, you not even trying to get it diagnosed or whatever, and you have like a random pain in like the bottom of your foot, and you just fuck it. But what's up, Bumba?
Mind you, we were not getting paid.
Facts.
I'm just gonna say we ain't never got paid.
Boy.
Maximum was scholarship, but that's it.
Boy, I am infamous for putting in too much effort and knowing I'm not getting paid. Niggas was trying to. I remember when I first tore my ACL, I was ready to hoop in 2 months, and niggas was like, "If you don't sit your ass down somewhere, bro." But moving on. I think the last question I want to touch on with this one. So, with Jayson Tatum possibly coming back, do y'all believe that Jaylen Brown should take a backseat to Jayson Tatum, or do you think that Jaylen Brown should keep up the aggressiveness and the intensity that he showed as being a leader of this team?
Yes. This is the argument of I can't remember the exact quarterback, but I'm sure you will. When Brock Purdy came back from his injury, and then the quarterback they had replacing him was performing very well.
Mac Jones.
And they asked him, they were like, should the coach go back to you, or should he stick to your quarterback right now? And Brock Purdy said, if I was the coach, I would stick with my current quarterback. There's one thing that is guaranteed, that is not guaranteed when you're coming back from injury, is going back to your old self. One thing we don't know is if Jayson Tatum is going to come back and be able to knock down shots every time he wants to. The one thing we know right now is that Jaylen Brown got it going. So you have to maintain that. You have to protect that. There is no way, shape, or form that Jayson Tatum should come off the bench right now and come and jeopardize that. So right now, you come into that. Like, there's no way Jaylen Brown is the second man.
Yeah. Big P?
Yeah, I agree with Bamba. I think I would just add to the fact of just another example. When Clay came back during the playoff run with Stephen, I think it was 2022, and they expected Clay to be like the old Clay, and he just started missing shots left and right. And everybody was like, at the end of the day, you're going to have to ease yourself into it. And he never got back to that old Clay that we all saw him to be, but he was still able to he got the room to play how he was supposed to be, but not getting the same touches. I feel like
Yeah.
um I feel like it should be in the same situation. He should be ease himself in to the whole game, minute restriction, and when he gets his run, because it's going to be in the middle of March, end of May, end of April, which will be the end of the season. I believe he should work his way in slowly. JB should definitely be the head of the game. He is the reason why they actually got number two in the East. They overperformed, and I don't believe Jayson Tatum should be able to make that whole thing slow down. Because they do, number one, that can actually re-aggravate a whole new injury. And then also on top of that, it can mess up the chemistry.
Facts.
100%.
And it's also the thing with I agree with both of y'all, but just saying something that Bamba referenced in the last question, it it's like you do trust somebody, a player at Jayson Tatum's level, to know his body and to know when he's ready to come back on the court. But again, it's like even a 5-on-5 practice is different from a 5-on-5 full game when things are on the line. And then there's one thing, it's like we don't know if he's gotten past that mental hurdle yet. You feel me? Because
Mhm.
when coming back from a major injury, like Malik said, like there's things that you're not going to be able to do anymore, or it's going to take you a while to ramp up and get past that mental hurdle because there's always that thing in your head when you're trying to do something you used to do is like it don't feel right or it don't feel the same and you have to like learn how to adapt and adjust to that feeling. Um so now he's definitely gonna have to get over that mental hurdle as well. Yeah, Bamba.
I just wanted to piggyback off of that because like I feel like specifically for Jason Tatum,
Hmm.
of all the superstars we've seen recently that have had the kind of injury they've had, they don't really have to come back and earn their spot. However, Jason Tatum, there's a certain narrative that accompanies his injury, which
Right,
was before when Jaylen Brown got the Finals MVP, and then it's a debate whether you are the best player. So
right.
now it's not just a matter of him rehabbing that injury and coming back as a player, but also you do in a sense still have to prove that you're the number one option, even if you don't want to. Like that
Facts.
is a narrative that you kind of have to address. So I feel like
Facts.
that is going to play a part on it.
Especially, and I ain't even want to reference this, but just the last thing to say before we go to the final topic. But especially since, I don't know if y'all remember, I think it was about a month or two ago, he was on a podcast and saying that
Sit down. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
or he was saying that if he was in Memphis or Washington or somewhere and he had did the things that he did, he would have had a statue already. I
Oh, crazy.
necessarily don't agree, but
Nope. Nope.
if you say some shit like that, when you come back, you better be one of those niggas. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because
100%.
the people that we just named, out of all the 10 people, I don't think I've seen an MVP ladder where I'm like, damn, everybody deserves to be in this conversation. All 10 people.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it's these is all hoopers, you feel me? So if you that MVP caliber type of person that you keep thinking about and you've shown flashes of, then yeah, man. But for the final topic of the scores tonight, so there was a viral clip from the last Lakers game between Luka and JJ Redick that you know it seemed that both parties got heated. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen just so I can share the clip.
Okay.
Um, Golly, I haven't had to do this in a long time. Oh, there it is.
I'm weak.
I'm not old, I promise. Oh, there it is.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the clip. You got Luka walking off. And Brown was trying to give him that chest tap. Got JJ trying to grab Luka. Luka just kind of ripping his hand away. You see that they having an exchange as Luka's walking back. You got Luka holding his hand out, ready to dap JJ up, and JJ just walks off. And Luka stands up.
Damn.
Jared Vanderbilt, vet move, clapping, trying to vibe, getting in between, sitting him back down. So yeah. Um
Hey, shout out Fred Van. I say Fred Van, my bad. Shout out Vanderbilt.
Shout out Jared Vanderbilt. What's his name? UK alum. But do you think
Man, fuck
this
you, K.
so relax.
Who said that?
So um obviously, as sports fans, as athletes, we would originally not think much of this, but the public thinks a lot about it. So we're going to talk about it. So, first question will be: do you think this spells trouble with for Luka's future with the Lakers or JJ's future with the Lakers? Do you think this spells trouble for the team at all?
I think I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I kind of like it because I feel like considering what Lucas' history was, I feel like that just kind of shows the comfort that he has with the organization, like
yeah,
to voice your frustration. Like I'd rather player voice their frustration than like keep it bottled in and then like later on when a trade happened or something, then they let it out. At least like when it happened like this, not only even if it's not nothing, you end up addressing it. Like even if it's like a potential issue that could grow, when it's not nothing, then JJ would see it and be like, yeah, y'all just might be reading into this, and then actually address whatever potential issue could like we could even like even think about grasping. So I feel like it's not necessarily bad. I'm not looking at it as a bad move. You know, yes, there is clear disagreement there, but it's not bad. It happened in basketball.
right. Big C.
I definitely don't see it as a problem. Because if it was a problem, they would have brought it up during like questioning, and you'll probably see more clips for out of it. But just because the Lakers just it looks bigger than it is, I just feel like it's just high emotion within the game itself. And plus, you're talking about a team that didn't really make any big moves to make the team better. So frustration, I can feel like it comes from both ends. I know JJ knows he's not going to win no championship with his team, and I know Luka also feels he's not going to win a championship with the team. So the frustration comes from both sides.
Yeah,
Personally, I feel like the bigger story is down in Orlando with the same conversation with Powell and his head coach because they actually started throwing shots at the presser.
right.
Wait, what? I missed that one.
Yeah, because Powell was like, all the other head coaches in the league makes adjustments in the halftime. Ours just doesn't do anything. And then the head coach was like, I have players that don't like to play hard.
Damn. I
So,
was crazy for doing that.
well, that's crazy because you have that example, and then you have another example of Anthony Edwards and Chris Finch that was just reported on a couple days ago, to where you know they're known for going at each other all the time, but there's always
Mm-hmm.
a mutual respect there, and that's come from Finch, Anthony Edwards, and the team around them. So with
Mm.
all those examples, that leads me into my final question. What is your take on coach and player relationships and how they should interact when things get tough or when they have disagreements and things of that nature? Me personally, again, with the Luka situation and Edwards situation, I don't see anything wrong with those. As a former player, former athlete, I've seen that with star players that I played with. I've seen that with myself when I disagree with coaches. Like at the end of the day, there's as long as you have that mutual respect, it shouldn't be an issue. And it's fucking sports. Things get intense. Like
Mm.
emotions are high, adrenaline is high, everything is heightened in stressful situations, and more so in professional situations because you have I'm the Los Angeles Lakers and I'm a game away from the play-in right now, literally. You feel me?
Hmm.
And I have a healthy team. So
Yeah.
I can just understand the stresses, and then just knowing JJ Redick as a player and how players used to talk about how he was in the locker rooms and things of that nature, but also even now as a coach, I religiously listen to almost every post game presser this man has, and this man is not afraid to call out anybody, and that's just how he is. And so,
Hmm.
you're going to see this because one, Luka's your franchise player, but also Luka is someone who's been famous for, I'm just gonna say it, bitching and complaining. The bitching, complaining. And JJ Redick's just the type of person, he's not gonna like, okay, get it out, but you still don't play defense, nigga. Like I need better effort. So I mean, with all that wrapped up in one like this, it's expected. It's expected as
Yeah,
long as the respect is there, then there shouldn't be an issue. Now the thing with Paolo and the presser, that is different. That is not respect. Paulo's ready to go. I'm gonna just
that's
say it like
crazy.
that. Paulo's ready to go. But any final answers on the last question?
As far as me, you covered it perfectly, man.
For sure. Big
Yeah,
piece.
same.
All right then. Well, we'll just see how the rest of the season plays out, man. It's been a, I won't say exciting, but it definitely has been like a very interesting NBA season. I was just talking to Drew the other day. I feel like the hype for this season has just not been what I've seen in the past. It just feels low, but again, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But this has been a sports segment. We want to thank y'all for watching this. We want to thank y'all for listening to this. Uh, if you have any points or you know any points or comments about anything that we talked about that you want to put in the comment section below, please do that. Make sure you go like, subscribe. Let us know who you think your MVP, who the MVP is going to be by the end of the season, and any topics you want us to talk about, whether that be sports, anime, media, entertainment, or random questions, just put down in the comments and we'll get to them. But again, like I said, like, subscribe, share, send this to your friends, send this to your family, and then my favorite person in your life, send this to your grandma because I love her and she loves me. And we out of here.
Is she an MVP?